Let me ask you something. If someone walked up to you today and asked, how much should you have in your emergency fund? What would you say? 3 months? 6 months? A year? Maybe you've heard all of those answers. But what if I told you, most women are asking the wrong question? By the end of this conversation, you'll know how much you really need in your emergency fund based on your life, not someone else's. And yes, before we finish, I'm going to give you a practical way to figure out your number. But before we can get to the number, we have to make sure we're asking the right question first. Plus, you'll avoid one mistake that quietly keeps thousands of women starting over again and again. Hi friend, I'm Trinette. I've been a commission-only realtor for nearly 20 years. If I don't sell a house, I don't get paid. A few years ago, I paid off $66,000 of debt in just 12 months. And one of the biggest lessons I learned had nothing to do with making more money. It had everything to do with giving my money a purpose. I used to think the goal was simply to make my emergency fund bigger. Bigger felt safer. Bigger felt responsible. Bigger felt like I was finally becoming the woman I wanted to be financially. But every time I reached a new savings goal, life would happen. Then I'd feel defeated because my balance was smaller again. Sound familiar? One day I realized I had been chasing the wrong finish line. The real question isn't, how much money should I have? The real question is, what is my emergency fund actually supposed to do? Because if you don't know its job, you'll never know if it's big enough. Think about it this way. Imagine hiring someone for a job but never giving them a job description. Every single day you'd be disappointed because they wouldn't be doing what you expected. That's exactly how many women treat their emergency fund. We expect it to handle everything, without ever deciding what it's actually responsible for. And friend, that's where the stress begins. Before we ever talk about dollar amounts, before we ever talk about 3 months or 6 months, we have to answer one question first. What counts as a real emergency, and what doesn't? Because once you answer that question, the amount you need becomes much clearer. And I promise, it's probably not what you've been told. Here's where I think so many of us have gotten confused. We've been taught to ask, how much should I save? When we should have been asking, what am I trying to protect? Those are two completely different questions. If your monthly essentials, the bills that keep your life running, total $4,000 a month, then 3 months of expenses would be about $12,000. 6 months would be about $24,000. Those are helpful guidelines, but they're still just guidelines. They aren't commandments. They aren't magic numbers. And they certainly aren't a reason to feel like you're failing if you're not there yet. Friend, financial peace doesn't begin the day your emergency fund reaches a certain number. It begins the day you finally have a plan. I know women who have $30,000 sitting in savings, and they're still anxious every time the phone rings. I also know women with a much smaller emergency fund who sleep peacefully because every dollar has a purpose, and they know exactly what that money is there to do. That's why I believe peace comes from clarity, not just a bigger balance. Years ago, I thought every dollar I saved made me more secure. But then I'd pull money out for Christmas, or a weekend trip, or annual insurance premiums, or something around the house I'd known was coming all along. Then I'd look at my emergency fund and think, I have to start all over again. But I wasn't starting over. I had simply been using emergency money for non-emergencies. That was a huge mindset shift for me. An emergency isn't something that's inconvenient. It's something that threatens your ability to safely live your life. Losing your income unexpectedly, a true medical emergency, a major home repair that can't wait, a necessary car repair that keeps you from getting to work. Those are emergencies. Christmas isn't. Birthdays aren't. Annual property taxes aren't. Your HOA dues aren't. Your yearly insurance premium isn't. Those aren't emergencies. They're expected expenses. They simply need their own plan. And once I stopped asking my emergency fund to pay for everything, my savings finally started staying saved. So let's make this practical, because I never want these conversations to stay theoretical. I want them to actually help you change your life. Here's a simple exercise I want you to do sometime this week. Grab a notebook and write one question across the top of the page. What has my emergency fund actually paid for over the last year? Then start making a list. Don't judge yourself, don't feel guilty, just be honest. You may write things like car repairs, a medical bill, helping your son with an unexpected expense, replacing your washing machine, Christmas gifts, vacation deposits, back-to-school shopping, annual insurance premiums, or property taxes. Once your list is complete, go back through it and put a star beside every item that was a true emergency. Then put a circle around everything that wasn't. Friend, I think you'll be surprised, because for most women, the circles usually outnumber the stars. And that's not because you've been careless. It's because nobody ever taught us that expected expenses deserve their own savings plan too. That one exercise changed the way I looked at my money forever. I stopped saying, I need a bigger emergency fund. Instead, I started saying, I need a better system. Those are two very different conversations. A bigger emergency fund without a system will eventually disappear. But a good system keeps protecting your money month after month, year after year. That's why I want you to remember this simple, peaceful purse principle. Every dollar needs one job. If emergency dollars are paying for birthdays, vacations, Christmas, and annual bills, they'll never be available when a true emergency shows up. But when every dollar has one clear assignment, something beautiful begins to happen. Life still happens, but it stops knocking you completely off course. Your progress doesn't disappear every few months. You stop feeling like you're constantly rebuilding. And that's when financial peace begins to replace financial pressure. It's not because life got easier. It's because your money finally has a plan before life happens. How much should you really have in your emergency fund? Here's my answer. You should be working toward enough to cover the essentials that keep your life running for the amount of time it would realistically take you to recover from a true emergency. For some women, that's about 3 months. For others, it's 6. For someone with commission income like me, I personally want a little more cushion because my income isn't guaranteed. That's why I don't believe there's one perfect number. I believe there's a wise number for your life. And friend, I don't want you to hear 3 to 6 months and immediately think, well, I'll never get there. Because that's where so many women get discouraged. Financial peace doesn't begin the day your emergency fund reaches a certain number. It begins the day you intentionally start building one. If today all you can consistently save is $50 a week, start there. If you can save $200 a week, beautiful. Don't underestimate what small, consistent deposits can become over time. Because every dollar you save today is one less dollar you'll have to borrow tomorrow. And remember, your emergency fund isn't supposed to make you rich. It's supposed to make you resilient. It's there so one unexpected moment doesn't become a financial crisis. It's there so you don't have to reach for a credit card every time life surprises you. It's there so you can respond with confidence instead of panic. That's the real purpose of an emergency fund. So here's my challenge for you this week. Don't focus only on the number. Focus on giving your emergency fund one clear job. Decide what it will protect, and just as importantly, what it won't. I think you'll be amazed at how much lighter your financial life begins to feel when your money finally has clear boundaries. If this conversation helped you, let me know in the comments. What's your emergency fund goal? Are you building your first $1,000? Working toward 3 months? Or are you fully funded and protecting your peace? I'd love to encourage you wherever you are on the journey. And if you're still getting started, don't be discouraged. Every woman who enjoys financial peace today started with her very first dollar. Thank you for spending a little time with me here in the garden. Until next time, keep building your peaceful purse, one intentional decision at a time. I'll see you back in the garden.